So as far as my story, my father goes, he was about 6, 8, 7, and during the partition, he was on the other side of the country, and he was 8, and my grandmother brought him back. She said, no, this is our country, we come back. So when the Muslims were mostly going that way, she was coming this way with a child, very conservative. She came here on the streets of Mumbai. They were thrown out by the siblings, the elder brothers threw them out, and they were literally on the streets of Mumbai. My father was 8, and he came from a very, very cultured background. So he didn't get into stealing, he didn't get into begging. And then he said, I got to make my way around. So living under bridges, on the footpaths, but managing to sort out a living for himself. And when he told me all these stories, and it really, really inspires us, and he says, finally, he never knew what a movie was. He was offered, because he spoke well, Urdu. So he said, yeah, dialogue bolenge. He said, okay, forget all this. How much will I get paid? So he said, oh, 2 annas that time. So he said, oh, okay, fine. Okay, what do I have to do? So that was the way he came into the movies. And for us, like, we were born with a silver spoon in our mouth. We had everything. So, but he keeps telling us these stories to make us realize the worth of what we have today and that journey, which a lot of instances. So we really learned, but it's a second-hand knowledge. We could not learn it and practice that on our own, but we were lucky to be born like this. Yeah.
So, Jaaved bhai, tell me about your love for documentaries and art that we are slowly losing.
This is something which is another side which a lot of people don't know about. I kept watching a lot of documentaries, and I saw the impact they make, and I just realized that documentaries, on one hand, are actually the mirror of our society, because what we see in movies are through these lenses which are very colorful and nice, and what a documentary tends to do is straight in your face that this is what it's all about. We go around in our air-conditioned cars, ensconced in them, the mirror, windows rolled up, and we don't really know the guy outside, what is he doing or how they are living. And we realize that this is what a documentary can do. It just wake you up, and we are sitting in our rooms in those big theaters and playing those video games. I saw my kids playing, and I said, man, this is a whole different world. They're just caught up in this world of violence, this make-believe escapist world, and even the fare they're seeing in cinemas today, it's all this escapist fare. And I said, like, it's important for documentaries to survive within all this and be given a respectable place. And that's what this organization I came up with a friend of mine called Sophie Sevaraman. It's called Indian Documentary Foundation, and that foundation is basically for socially relevant documentary. And India is a country with 1,000 stories to tell. So we are trying to get into that process.
So let's talk about some of the memorable roles you have done. And the one that everyone remembers is in Salam Namaste, where you played Eggjactly.
Okay.
Now, how did you get there, man?
Okay, that role was proposed to me by the director and the writer Abbas, and they had got a character in that, which they said was a Bihari who has landed up in Australia, and he wins a lottery, and he thinks he's Crocodile Dundee. and he's got this blonde woman, which is the epitome of having, like, I've made it. So I have this very scantily clad blonde girl next to me, and I've got this big house. And so the characterization, when it came to that, the director said, so how do you look at it? So I worked on it. I said, okay, if he's coming from Bihar, now he aspires to be Gora. So he will obviously blonde his hair out. And his accent and his English obviously is somebody from Bihar. So I mixed it up and I made this whole concoction of this very broken up English. And I took a character which inspired me, like in mannerism was, he's late, Mr. Firoz Khan, he's no more. But I took basic mannerisms from him and I mixed a bit of this English broken up, and that just kind of worked. We didn't know. And when we started doing it, the director said, I didn't know that this would take this range. And one particular scene, when we finished it, the director said, this is a cult. I didn't know this would reach there, but it's happened. And a lot of things were improv on locations. Yeah. Like this whole sequence where he's coming down the steps and the girl is on the bike and he says, goods the mornings. And she says, oh, good mornings. I said, I the likes. Sahi Angrezi bol rahi ho. When in the Rome, do the Romans. So it's like these kind of lines, they just came out. It's an improv. It was not part of, He says, Laton ke bhoot baaton se nahi mante. Ghost of the kicks not listening to the talks. These things just happen. It was not written in the script. So he says, where is the husbands? So she says, husband? The Nicks. That's the name, Nick. So she says, oh, sleeping. Oh, wife working, husband jerking. So, so we just came up with these lines. We just kind of worked, So it just, as a character, it really worked. People liked it.
So let's take this Bihari metaphor. I know you love doing Bihari characters, and
I don't love doing Bihari guy. I like playing.
so you do love portraying a particular Bihari leader from India. Why does that attract you so much?
You see, politicians for me, I mean, especially in a country like India, which is, all the problems we are seeing in this country, a lot of them are related to politics because they don't let things happen. And, although they are very much required, but they're the worst lot. And I say it very openly, most of them. And they just messed up this country. I don't speak about other countries, they are everywhere. But, they do that. And as they say, to err is human, but to blame it on somebody else shows political potential. Bihar is like the heartland. It inspires me at the absolute nonsensical way a politician can actually speak with total confidence. Intelligent people are not confident enough, and the stupid people have all the confidence. And so this character comes there. I just made a small speech where it puts together exactly what I'm trying to say about the state of politics and politicians in this country. So he comes in and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to be here on this auspicious occasion with me. I will always treasure this moment in the heart of my bottom." Ladies coming to me and she is asking me that the rich are becoming richer, poor are becoming poorer, and she is saying that the country is going through a lot of the economic disparity. She is asking me, "What do you feel?" I said, "What is there to feel? As far as the economic disparity is concerned, I can only say one thing: as long as the economy is in this party and not in that party, it is all right." See, what is wrong? But one thing I say, why people are getting after all the rich people? What is wrong in being rich? Rich people are nothing else but poor people with money. What is the problem? Now, it is not that I have not seen the poverty. We were very poor. In fact, when I was small, we were so poor that if I was not a boy, I would have had nothing else to play with. So, I went to the America. Mr. Bush, at some point, he called me to give lecture on booth capturing, all that. They are not knowing how to run the election. No gun, no hooligans. How they are playing, I don't know. But I went. Now I went to the Americas. Ladies, when you come out from the plane, one small lady is coming. She's asking a question. Big mic, small skirt. So she's saying, "Excuse me, Mr. Lalu, you're coming from a country, there's a lot of floods and famine, all these things. So what is the death rate in your country?" I said, "Death rate, same as everywhere else. 1 death per person." So then she's saying, "No, I mean, see, you're coming from the land of Kama Sutra. Population is growing in your country. Do you think that sex is good for one?" I said, "No, definitely not. But it is very good for two." Then I don't know where they get all this kind of news, and they're coming on television, and people are watching, mothers and sisters are watching. She's coming asking me a question. "Excuse me, Mr. Lalu, we have heard you're bisexual. You're cutting, and even my blood is not there. But I am also from the Bihar." Humne bola, "Of course I'm bisexual. If I can't get it, I buy it." She went away after that. She did not know what to do. Anyway, so I saw in the Americas that they are having a lot of problems. Petrol, they are calling gas. Like we have petrol station, they have gas station. So I thought of one thing. I said, American people should eat the lot of the beans so they can produce more natural gas. And American police should eat the beans with the onions so they can produce more tear gas. And one more thing I noticed in America, they are liking to have the bath in one big tabua. हमारे यहाँ तो एक लुटिया में नहा लेते हैं. But anyway, so they are calling it bath. So I thought of one good thing. I said American people should eat lot of the beans on Saturday night. So on Sunday morning they can have the bubble bath. ये लोग सोचते नहीं है ना. हम necessity mother of invention कहते हैं. और one more thing I saw, they are very popular is pop music. First I was wondering, what is this pop music? Then I saw the video.
ऐसा पाप ठूस ठूस के भरा है उसका अंदर, तभी समझ में आया. एंड दिस पीपल जितना ऊंचा ऊंचा आवाज में गाते हैं उससे उससे ऊंचा ऊंचा कपड़ा पहनते हैं. आई वेंट बैक इन 2004 and that time Michael Jackson, he was still living, and people are asking me, Mr. Lalu, have you met Mr. Michael Jackson? Is he white? Is he black? Is he male? Is he female? What is he? I said, why you are so confused? Mr. Jackson himself is very confused. That is why wherever he's dancing, he's doing, ow, checking. Hand going left, right, every, what is this in front of mother and father? There is another lady who's coming called Maria Carey. Very nice, singing, loud voice, big, nice, big gown, very high pitch, very nice. After some time, 2 years later, I'm seeing the gown is gone with the wind. She's in bikini running around, singing in same high pitched voice. Name is Maria Carey. अरे काहे का कैरी पूरा पक के आम हो गई है ससुरी. Anyway, I have to go now, but please remember one more thing. I have only the one policy in my life. People, the lady is asking me about inflation. My wife, when I come back home, she's saying, Laluji, what is inflation? I said, Suniye, let me explain. When we are married, you are 36, 28, 38. Now, you are 42, 37, 48. Everything is more, still your value is less. That is the inflation.
That's the character. I just,
Ladies
it covers a certain topic, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jaaved Jaaferi. Thank you, Jaaved.